Okay, so I don't know about any of you, but sometimes I get caught up in the Marvel wiki and I just like stay there forever going from character to character to character because there's just so much awesome information in there. Now these character profile overviews aren't going to be in that much detail. They're just going to give you basically a general overview of each of the characters. So I figured while I was doing this, I might as well start with my favorite of all the characters, which is Mr. Gambit here. So let me go over. Basically, I'm always going to, and now I'm not only going to do the heroes. When the villains get released, I'm going to do character overviews for them as well. And one of the biggest reasons why I do this is because in today's day and age, like I have YouTube Red, so I get to basically shut my telephone to black screen so I can conserve battery, but I get to watch and or listen to any of the videos on YouTube while I drive, while I'm at the gym on the treadmill. So sometimes, you don't have all that much time in a day to just sit there and read each wiki on each character. So this basically is going to cover the general basics of each character. So, like I said, I'm going to start with Gambit, and I'm looking at Gambit's power grid. And if any of you don't know, the Marvel Universe wiki rates each hero and villain on a scale from 1 to 7 on the power grid. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different specifications on the power grid, which are durability, energy, fighting, intelligence, speed, and strength. So Gambit's durability is rated at 3 out of 7. His energy is rated at 5 out of 7, which makes sense since he's full of kinetic energy. He's pretty much made up of it. And his fighting skills are at 4 out of 7, which makes sense because if you ever see him with that bow, he kicks a lot of ass. And his intelligence is at 3, which is kind of insulting, but if you ever hear Gambit talking or you heard him in the past and my favorite in the 1990s cartoons and stuff like that, it kind of makes sense because, he's not the smartest individual in the world, but he is a total freaking Mac, especially when it comes to freaking Rogue, which I definitely do not blame him. That's Southern Belle. She's the hottest. His speed is rated at 3, and his strength is rated at 3. Now you have to remember too, like they basically compare these to all of the different Marvel heroes and villains throughout the Marvel universe. So, I mean, it makes sense when you look at these numbers. Obviously, compared to like a Thanos or something like that, these numbers are still pretty damn good considering. So let's move on to the quick synopsis on Wikipedia. So basically, starts out Gambit, real name Remy Antenne LeBeau, which I don't know how to pronounce his middle name, is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, commonly in association with the X-Men, obviously, because that's where he wound up. So he is a good guy. The character was created by writer Chris Claremont and artist Jim Lee, drawn by artist Mike Collins. Gambit makes his first appearance in Uncanny X-Men Annual number 14, July 1990. What? That's how new he is? Sweet Christmas, dude. I had no idea that he was that young of a Marvel character. I was under the impression that he was around since the 80s, and then he was brought into the limelight most famously from the 1990s X-Men cartoons, which are just unbelievable. If you guys haven't seen them, you have to see them. They're just there's no words. They're just freaking unbelievable. And Uncanny X-Men number 266 in August of 1990. I still can't get over the fact that he's that young. Gambit belongs to a subspecies of humans called mutants, who are born with superhuman abilities. Gambit has the ability to mentally create, control, and manipulate pure kinetic energy to his desire. He is also incredibly knowledgeable and skilled in card throwing, hand-to-hand combat, and the use of a staff. Gambit is known to charge playing cards and other objects with kinetic energy, using them as explosive projectiles. He was part of the Thieves Guild before becoming a member of the X-Men, giving his history, few X-Men trusted Gambit when he joined the group. There was consistently a source of stress between him and his on-again, off-again love interest, Rogue. That's right, baby. Definitely don't blame him. This was exacerbated when Gambit's connections to villain Mr. Sinister were revealed, although some of his team members accept that Gambit honestly seeks redemption. Often portrayed as a ladies' man, Gambit has shown a more vulnerable side of himself over the years, especially when it comes to Rogue. Gambit remains fiercely proud of his Louisiana heritage and speaks in a thick Cajun accent. Well, that concludes my character profile overview of my favorite of all the Marvel characters, Gambit. So stay tuned for other character profiles that I'll be doing throughout the months and years, because that's what it might take, because they're going to start adding characters every month or so, or every 3 months in these expansions, and then the villains will be introduced as well. So I'll be covering the villains, especially my favorite villain, Magneto. So stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and I hope you have yourselves a legendary day. Thank you.